Welcome to the third series of Echoplex album in the making. The core idea of today's session is to do some sound design for the album. And I'm going to use a couple really interesting ways and connections. And I'm going to guide you through the whole process of how am I going to be actually running things. So to start with, we have a chord bot. Chord bot is made by Isla Instruments, an American company that's going to come up with a version of a SP1200 in a couple months' time. You should see them more often being used in studios and live production. However, I like the chord bot for a particular reason that lets me play chords, combine chords, and make my own chords. So just to give you a bit of a taste of it, here we go. Where do you get that color from though? Well, here we go. So the chord bot drives MIDI information to our today's feature synth, which is Oberheim Matrix 6 rack. Why Oberheim Matrix 6 rack? Well, first of all, it is a synth that I have used on majority of my records. We talked about the JX3P. You can watch that video. However, this one, when it comes to all the synth lines and all the string lines that you particularly like, if you like Echoplex, the Oberheim Matrix was the machine that I have used. I've used it in combination of ways. First of all, I've used it just by running it straight as a synth. And the second way I've done it is I have sampled a lot of sounds from it and then run it from samplers like an EMU SP1200, for example. So the way this is connected, and I have already told you the way the setup was made, is that the Oberheim runs through the filter, the Akai MFC42. For those of you who know this filter box, it's been used by majority of producers, mostly Detroit, techno and house producers. Ian Pulley's secret weapon. This is exactly the box. And I'm sure a lot of different people that keep it under wraps. Well, I don't. I'm going to tell you exactly. This is a machine that I use and it's amazing. Just check this out. There we go. Very powerful. But I go further, okay? It's not just that the filter is being used in today's session. The signal then goes into a Vintic Audio X73i. Now, what is the Vintic Audio X73i? It's basically a preamp based on a model of a classic Neve 1073, which was used, well, probably on most of the biggest records. Rock records, electronic records, Depeche Mode, you name it. It just got that amazing color that I love. It allows you to really cut the low frequency to make that really awesome sound. Check this out, right? Let's cut it by 220 hertz. Watch. Now let's bring the bass in. Gotta watch these amazing speakers. I hope they're gonna hold on tonight because there's a lot of crazy filtering going on in this machine. So what happens next? Well, next, the Vintic goes into Mackie. Well, we talk about the Mackie already as an Onyx 1640 that I use. And I'm going to run some effects. I'm going to run the Yamaha. I'm going to run the Digitech TSR 24. Here we go. I'm going to show you that. I have this Echoplex special patch. How's that, right? And we can also run the EQ from the mixer, which just gives us more color. Very nice. Now we're getting straight into business, so let's hit record. Now you hear that lovely sound. That's Ableton Live right in the corner, doing our DAT again work and recording the sounds. So what happens then? Well, we've got something else running tonight. It's an Aventine H9 Max, which some of you already have been asking me about. What is this box and what does it do? Well, check this out, right? I got a mobile phone here, and I'm going to go into Bluetooth, which is connected to my Aventine H9 Max. Here we go, connected. I'm going to press that, and look what happens. So I'm going to open up an app. It's going to help tell us, would you like to communicate with the Aventine H9? Yes. Yes, we would love to do that. Allow, and look what happens. This is the amazing stuff. Device connected, and look at that. All the Aventine H9 Max pedals right inside your phone. Right inside your phone. Watch that, okay? And what can you do with that? Well, think about it. You got the pedal there, and so let's say we put a sound on. Let's choose an effect. I'm going to choose something that you can actually really hear well. Octaver. The Quadravox. Pitch Drummer. Now, Pitch Drummer, look at that. That's our pedal right in the phone. Is that cool? And what can we do with that? Well, if you got nice, sexy little fingers, you can get into it. With my big fingers, it's kind of tough. But I'm going to try my best. So that's why I use an iPad sometimes. But anyways, you get the idea. You just kind of tweak it. And what does that do? I'm going to put it here just to show you. Here we go. And just going to try another one, which is called Good Morning Sun. Yeah, that's more exciting. Check this out, right? Right, so if I tweak this, right, let's change the pitch, for example. Nice, okay. Change the pitch again to, let's say, major A. You get the idea. Let's get straight to our sound. So first of all, the reason why I'm using the filter box, and I explained this already in the first video, it just gives me knobs that the Oberheim Matrix unfortunately doesn't have. If I were to edit the sound, I would need to go to patch edit select, by the way. That's interesting, right? Then go, okay, look at that, another button. And if I want to play chords, then with this value, I've just chosen the filter as a watch what happens. So it is possible, but how much more enjoyable is doing this? Like we're supposed to do. We have a knob to turn. Don't we just love knobs, guys? Come on. Hands up. Who loves knobs? I love knobs. I should have a t-shirt. I love knobs. Okay, so check this out, right? Beautiful. Now, let's say we want to bring a very nice reverb into this. I have this Yamaha digital reverberator that I have been already talking about. Oh, look at that, right? This is cool because I can tweak it. More EQ. I'm going to use cut the low bass on the Vintech. Look how much fun I can have with this. Tweaking everything, instant effect. This one is not so easy to program, but do use it for particular reasons, like say a particular snare drum, for example, which just gives you that nice depth to it. idea. You can combine the sounds. Now let's choose another preset. Now remember, when you are going through the presets, some of them may be very loud. So like I can already hear that's going to be very loud. So make sure you put the master down. Oh, was that big sound, right? Some nice ambient sounds. Let's choose another effect. This time I'm going to put a synth string guitar. Take away the reverberator just so you can hear the synth string. I'm going to use the LFO on the filter. Just going to give us. You can actually tap the tempo of the LFO here. May go crazy, but you see that? You get the idea. It's almost starting to talk to you now. Gonna go distorted, so I'm gonna bring the levels a bit tiny down. But you can build up such a nice character, and that's why it's so good. Our filter. I'll show you this dry. Check this out. There's also a 4-pole and 8-pole. Now 8-pole is going crazy a bit as well, so I'm going to bring the level down. Hear that? A bit we're going into like, all right, hear that? You can tap it into the beat. There's also distortion on it, which then goes really nuts. That's really good for that minimal, crunchy sound. Oh my god, those speakers can really take that. I'm very impressed by these APS speakers. They can take such low frequencies, but I'm just going to bring it down a little bit just because I really would like to use them in the future. Hear that? Crunch. Imagine what you could do when you start to run drums with that. Now that can get really nasty. But let's get right out of that distortion and let's go back into our beautiful sound. Much better. Let's choose another sound. I'm going to show you a couple sounds that I've got here. I haven't prepared them for today's session. They are actually the original sounds that I have been using on my records. So maybe you hear something you know. Let's start with this sound here. This was actually Digital Princess effect that I used on Ibrahim Alpha semi-automatic label, and I had this effect. Check this out. There was this melody. Yeah, you recognize that? I can't recreate that melody right now because I had a larger keyboard, so you could actually play it. But anyways, you get the idea. Total crazy, funky techno, Landsturm, Vogel, Ibrahim all together in one jam-packed. Right. Okay, so. But it's so good for subs. Ooh. It's like an elephant in a cave, you know? But let's get something a bit more musical, shall we? So there is this sound that I particularly like. Here we go. Now, That's a very simple spring reverb on this sound, but what it does, it just recreates this nice kind of doubling. See that? Let's change our, on the chord bud, we're gonna go to, and get rid of that effect. Right, and let's try in a major 7 now. Now we're getting into Chicago House. Or kind of dubby techno. Oh, I like that. Sure, you heard these sounds. Let's give it a bit more. Give it a bit more color, some more to tweak. Let's try another sound. It's got this kind of nice bassy synthy sound. Let's bring that bass a bit. I've used this effect a lot on the old Echoplex records, just to get very nice through the mix.